More guests from my recent show, the team behind the Table Manners podcast and cookbook, Jessie and Lennie Ware. So this must be the most wonderful thing that you've got a cookbook.
It is. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd be working with my mother and writing a cookbook with her, and it's kind of, we're incredibly proud of it.
Well, it must be those weird things, because we all cook, and we all, have people for dinner, we do da-da-da. But for you, to put them all together and realise, because did you know you had a cookbook in you?
Mum?
No. I knew I could cook, but I didn't know that I had a cookbook.
And I believed in you. So
You
I
did-
said yes
yeah.
to the publishing. The publishers, and said, let's do it.
It was really kind of response to demand. All the people that listened to the podcast heard the recipes and said, how do we do that? And we thought, there you go.
And also, I think what's good is you've got kind of different things to draw on, because you've got kind of the Jewish traditions, there's a Greek thing going on. So that's already a lot of food.
Yeah, and we're big eaters. So
We love food.
So actually, when we were going through kind of finalising what was going to be, what were going to be the recipes in the book, we had too many because we overcook. I mean, we don't. No, we don't overcook. We cook perfectly.
No.
What am I talking about? But we kind of have 10 dishes every time we cook
never
for people.
under-cater. That's our motto.
And so because what you do is it sounds so kind of snobby to say, but what you do is home cooking. But you cook in your house. You cook in your house. So to turn it into a book, did you have to get someone in a lab coat to kind of test the recipes?
Yeah.
And things?
Yeah, and Mother didn't like that too much, did you?
Well, no, I didn't. I mean, it did. It was hard work when you've just thrown things in and you've been doing it for 100 years. That to just try and be more scientific about it, and then we wanted to be sure that it was really everyone would be able to do it.
So we got it
tested,
Yeah.
2 or 3 times.
But I think it's that thing when you're kind of instinctive with how you cook, and you kind of go a little bit of this and a little bit of that. When you actually have to write that down and have to be very, very precise.
And you're more creative than me.
Yeah, which was a nightmare to kind of sort that out for a recipe. So but it's all worked out. But we've kind of tested again amongst friends, home economists. So we home economists. So it feels like they definitely work, which is what we wanted.
But also, what I like is that, I think we all dream of this, that the things we cook are then taken away by a food stylist and a professional photographer and things. And suddenly, because we think, that's my rare roast beef salad. I mean, do you own the crockery and things?
Oh, no, we had an amazing...
We did.
Yeah, well, actually, a lot...
You do now.
a lot of the leopard print, I mean, Mum's a huge fan of leopard print. I mean, she hasn't got any on. You've got your glasses case.
And the middle.
I mean, it had to be in there. So our prop stylist was amazing, and she kind of really encouraged
me.
She humoured you. And we wanted it to have a slightly nostalgic feel to it. It's memories from my childhood, growing up with my mum cooking all these meals and us having loads of friends round for dinner, and her just always being the best cook that I knew. So we kind of, there's a lot of nostalgia in there. There's deviled eggs, there's, trifles, amongst kind of Jewish-ish cooking.
Ode to Nora, key lime pie.
Oh, yeah.
Nora Ephron, yeah.
Oh, gorgeous. And now tell me this. So the book obviously came out of the podcast, but how did the podcast come about?
So I have a good friend, Jamie, who said I remember very clearly, New Year's Eve, 2015, he said, "You're so nosy. I really think you should start a podcast. You could have great interviews." And I said, "Oh, I don't want to do it about music." And he says, "You get secrets out of people." So I kind of wanted to kind of escape from music, because that was my whole job and world. So I thought about what I loved, and it's food and chatting. And I thought, well, my mum's always been the best person to kind of make I used to basically invite people over, and it would be my kind of calling card, where I'd be like, "Well, do you want to come over? We'll be friends. And do you want to come over, and my mum's going to make you a dinner?" And they'd come round for Friday night dinner. And it would end up with kind of, Cointreau and Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
And just delicious food and good company. So I wanted to kind of bring that atmosphere to and I don't want to say interviewing, it would be a chat over the dinner table, which felt really informal, and my mum doing the cooking. And, we didn't know how much involvement mum was going to have, but, you can't put Lennie in the corner, as everyone has come to understand. So it's been, she's basically been the star of the show, and it's been amazing.
Not the star.
And what's it like? Because your background, you were a social worker?
I am a social worker.
You're still a social worker.
Yeah.
Okay. So how weird to kind of marry these worlds.
She didn't know what a podcast was.
I didn't know what a podcast was for a start. Now I know. It's a radio program you can listen to whenever you want.
Yeah, because it sounds...
Kind of. I said, she said, will you help me out, Mum? And I said, of course I will, darling. And so I said, I cook. But of course I couldn't resist getting involved in conversation. And I've met people beyond my wildest dreams. We had Kiefer Sutherland.
Wow.
Is he beyond your wildest dreams, Mum?
Kind of. Jack Bauer in our house eating our food was pretty exciting.
Dream bigger, Lennie.
Okay. We would love. Yeah.
No, I just think how brave are you? You cooked for Nigella Lawson.
That was amazing.
That we talked about that for 6 months.
No, because
that was a big deal.
case.
She's so lovely anyway.
She's a
But to
delight.
feed her is so scary.
It was so scary. And in fact, Alex did most of the prep. for
Dr.
that.
Alex, who does lots of the puddings.
This is your brother?
Yeah.
My brother, say it, Mum.
He's a doctor. Did you know that? Have I mentioned
I
it?
think I did hear that he was a doctor. Word reached me on the side of the...
Incredibly proud of him. But he's a great baker. But then we discussed what we should make for Nigella. And he said, oh, we should do this and this. And we planned the menu. He made preparation two custard tarts with blackberries
Just
in.
in case one didn't work.
Of course.
So
He
I
always-
checked the one that didn't work and ate it
the
all
whole
before
of it,
she came, and then
it was fine.
It was great.
We were anxious, but she was so wonderful, and he was so anxious about meeting her. And then she was just so polite, wrote him a note, then wrote us a beautiful card afterwards. She was so delightful and enjoyed the food.
But it was kind of. I think when we thought about Nigella's meal, we thought rack of lamb would suit her very well.
Yeah.
And, and
Pistachio crust.
We were like in our head, and it worked. I think she liked it. She ate all of it.
Jessie Ware is here with her mom, Lennie Ware, and they've got Table Manners, the cookbook, out now, published by Ebury Press. People have been in touch, but Peter in Richmond wants to know about the new album and gigs, Jessie. What's the story?
New album is 5th of June. There will be more music before then. And then gigs.
What's it called?
Oh, is that? Yeah, What's Your Pleasure, it's called.
Good on
and
you.
thanks, Mum.
Lennie's on it.
Pushy, Jewish, mother.
Not pushy.
So, and then, gigs will be happening. I just can't announce them yet, but there will definitely be a load of touring because everyone needs to learn the dance move.
But here's the weird thing. Has this kind of overtaken the music? Because the podcast is it the number 1 food and arts podcast or something?
It's definitely, it's definitely not simplified our lives, but it's kind of, it's a dub. I basically, we both of us have kind of 2 different jobs, but it's a pleasure, and they just kind of help each other. I don't know. Well, I don't know if Mum would say that.
We met gorgeous people, haven't we? Just fabulous people.
And it's absolutely made me make the music that I absolutely wanted to make and feel more creative in that world because
free, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's a full-time job, this, but it is quite fun,
And for you, Lennie, I mean, when you were growing up, did you have a kind of, wanting to show off gene? I mean, is this...
You think I want to show off?
Well, no, because you chose a job where you don't. You chose social worker, which is a really, horrible, unsung hero type of graft. And so is this lovely stepping into the light, or is it kind of painful?
It's not. I often say to Jessie, it's not really my world, and it's not somewhere I always
get
feel...
used to it.
Yeah, but I don't feel... I don't know that I feel totally comfortable, but it's...
But becoming more comfortable all the time.
Yeah, let's talk about the autograph hunters outside when they went, can I have a signature, Lennie? And she went, and she signed, and then we went into the reception, she went, I just signed Lennie, like Cheryl. So there you go, yeah.
Lennie.
She's finding it so hard.
Yeah, with a smiley heart over the eye. Now, Neil Coleman, what's the largest number of people you've personally cooked for? So no caterers.
There was quite a lot yesterday at my
Gosh,
son's
her first birthday
birthday.
party
Oh, wow.
was 65, I think.
Yeah, but I mean...
Well, that was nibbles, presumably.
No,
They sat down.
we don't do nibble. Not a sit down.
No, but we had
A buffet.
We did 3 different cakes because
Yeah.
I was worried about my Victoria sponge, and then brownies as well.
Yeah,
but
we did lots of
I
food.
don't know, Mum.
You worry
how
about
many-
cakes too much, I feel, Jessie.
because it's
Just-
not my
just
forte.
let it go.
It's not my
They're lovely.
forte.
We don't
Thank
usually
you.
cook for a lot of people for the podcast, but sometimes they come with an entourage and we have to cook for about 8 or 9.
Wow.
You've cooked for more than that.
How
Mum.
many- I
Christmas
cooked-
dinners and things
I
like
cook
that.
for loads of people, yeah.
Yeah.
I could easily... We've done your birthday party was how many?
Oh, like
About 120.
Yeah.
Thai.
What was
Thai
it? Chili
curry.
or
It was Thai.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, marquee in the garden.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Of course.
Yeah, great.
Martin Bletchley wants to know, how do I get a table manners tea towel?
Oh, eBay, £100.
You have to be a guest on
Limited
the
edition.
podcast.
Oh, is that how you get them?
Yeah, you might be able to buy one on the...
They're like the Blue Peter badge.
Oh, no. Mike and Newton saying, when might we see your own restaurant or shop selling your culinary creations?
Oh,
I don't know.
not thought
Let's
about
just see
that.
how the book does. But yeah, and then we'll talk
A
business.
shop?
Yeah.
I think a shop's a good idea.
a shop selling what?
We may kill each other.
Well, you could either sell bake. Well, maybe it'd be Dr. Alex. He'd be doing that. But we should also say that you're going on tour. Is this right?
yes, we
Yeah.
are. We so the
So you
book-
did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what did you do? What happens on the tour?
Well, that was a kind of trial. So we gave it kind of the big talk, and we were like, yeah, and then we sold all 3 out very quickly, and then so we had amazing guests, and so we thought we'd offer the
made-
crowd
yeah.
something. Well, because we always cook for the guests, so we were like, how's this going to work live? So we kind of made things that could be quite picky food. So the tour will be offering up something, but it's all health and safety, so you
Yeah.
kind of can't give a full meal.
So,
okay.
so we cook
So
for the
it's
guests, and then
chips
we'll
and
say,
dips
does
and-
anyone want to try anything?
Yeah.
And then that's their choice.
Yeah, maybe bowls
Just
of
a
nuts,
little,
that kind
little,
of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
little smidgen.
But no, we're really
But
excited.
it won't be chopped liver or chicken soup with
I
nuts
think
and
people would
balls.
run a mile,
Yeah.
wouldn't they, if they
Yeah.
saw chopped liver, even though it's the best thing in the world.
And I should tell everybody, chopped liver does not photograph well. I'll
doesn't.
just tell you that.
Doesn't.
The book is lovely, but I got the
No,
chopped
it
liver,
doesn't.
and I was like,
Have you tried chopped liver?
do you know, I must have over the years.
Oh, it's the best
And I
thing
know
on
in
earth.
here you're saying, try it, give it a whirl.
Yeah.
It's not a photogenic food.
No, it's not.
And you've done your best. I think, did you put pistachios on top of that?
No,
No,
it's
it
not.
didn't.
No,
It's-
this is going to
it's-
make it sound. No, you know, it's grated egg, which I think makes it feel even more odd. But I promise you, it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. We should tell everybody. Let's remind everybody. So, Table Manners, the cookbook, is out now, published
Yeah.
by eBree Press. The podcast Table Manners is available from wherever you download yours. The Table Manners tour starts on March 25th in Glasgow, then visits Birmingham, Manchester, and ends with 3 dates in London on March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. And Jessie's new album, What's Your Pleasure, is out on June the 5th, featuring the song Spotlight. I think we've done it all.
Oh my god, I think your radio show is up now
Yeah,
from all
really.
those announcements. I'm so sorry.
You don't need to open a shop. I am your shop, apparently.
So sweet.
Thank you so much for coming here to see us. Thank you very much.
much.